Welcome to the show.
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days. It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day. A little cloudy, but a beautiful day in Brooklyn. With me, as always, is my indispensable number two, my co-host with the most, the big dog, everybody, Mr. Zawodni.
Troublemakers. Thanks, Dylan.
I like that, dude.
Do you like that?
That was real nice, dude.
I know. Now we always start the episode playing good cop, bad cop, where you tell them how nice the weather is, and then I get here to tell them to make sure that they're listening to us every single Wednesday, whether they're watching us on YouTube or they're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Pods. And I do ask, if you're out there listening and you've been enjoying all the fucking brilliant free content we've been giving you, make sure to leave us a rating and review. And if you are leaving a rating, so help me God, if you leave anything less than 5 stars, I'll kidnap your family and I won't give them back until I see a video of you pressing that 5th fucking star on your phone.
Can you imagine Ray kidnapping a family? He would be like, guys, can you just get in the car?
Yeah.
Such a little bitch about it.
Yeah,
dude.
right, dude. Do you know how many kids I've kidnapped? No, yeah. I would be way too lazy. The kidnapping would be easy. Then the maintaining them, I'd be like, ugh, God.
What do they say? Kidnapping a kid is like, I saw a movie. It was like, he's like, I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to kidnap your kids. And he was like, yeah, kidnapping your kids is not that big of a threat. Because like, that's commitment. You gotta take work after that, dude. That's, But anyway, let's get into it. You ready?
I've never kidnapped any kids.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Just had to clarify. Yeah, let's not waste any more time.
No time.
We have a guest, an absolute fucking fan favorite.
Returning guest, baby. Everybody, Mr. Big T, Tom Farrell.
What up, Troublemakers? How are we doing? Pumped to be back. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Dude, thanks for coming back. You're always a treat. The people love you. We love you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Happy to have you.
Every time you can always tell every time that it's gonna be Big T, because when me and Dylan are getting started, we're already amped because Tom just fucking came in and fired us all up before.
Yeah.
We're like, hell yeah, dude.
We had about 20 minutes before the pod even turned on where he was like, and then this, and then this. And I was like, oh, God, we got to record all this, dude. Save it for the pod. Oh, so good, man. Great to have you. How are things going?
Going great. Listen, I know you said there's a lot of fan favorites, but
Yeah.
a lot of people out there calling me fat. It's easy. You know what I mean? Come on. I went to public school my whole life. You think that's going to bother me? You know what I mean? I make the best dead dad jokes. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, so all that being said, I know I'm fat, but let's keep the facts going. Yes, I'm fat. Yes, I'm bald. Yes, I look like a little baby Yui, this, Jabba the Hutt, whatever it is. But put some respect on my name. I just bought my second property, 1.5 on paper, 4 high schools. So no one call me a fat fuck, but I'll be swimming in my above ground pool. And don't even laugh at my above ground pool. You got a GED. You don't have you don't even have a basin in your shower. You have a tub. You have a basin. Don't worry about my above ground pool. So you know what? Put some respect on my fucking name. 4 high schools. You can dream big too, kids. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to make it in life. Lie on federal fucking loan applications. Schmear, whatever the fucking word I'm looking for to lie about my social security. Yes, another fact. But know what? I'm just pumped to be here. And that's for all the people, because I read the comments.
I just like that you went full B-Rabbit at the end of 8 Mile. I ain't fat. I ain't fucking bald. I do live in a trailer with my mom.
Dude, who are these enemies that you're talking to right now?
You know what it is, though? On the YouTube comments, they will say shit that is just like, at least be fucking clever when you're making fun of me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had the one I posted a stand-up clip, and somebody was like, wow, could you be any fatter? And I'm like, yeah. Yes, I could. I've been fatter.
I could be much
it's easy
fatter.
to be fatter, you know? At least give me something clever, something cute. Take a minute, you know?
This is no matter what, I just tell people, I lost 20 pounds. Because I look good for losing 20 pounds, even though I gained about 15 pounds in the last 3 months.
Hey, listen, it's just, you need to get out there. Like I always say, me 300 pounds in February or me 300 pounds in July, you're like, damn, Big T, you lose weight? It's just that milky white makes us disgusted. You know
I agree.
Like, a little sun, you're like, oh, this guy's working out. He thinks he's better than me.
You do, dude. You look good. You look good.
It's these mortgage applications, with your dirty little secrets, eating and gambling, and like they have to pull the records, and it's a small forest, and it's like they're gonna find out about my dirty little secret.
Did they have to? So you just bought a house. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how was that process? What did you? Do you have to disclose everything?
To be honest, I didn't really read any of the documents, the
Smart.
e-docs that you got to sign.
You don't have to.
Where's the TF go,
No.
and where's the fake signature go, and then
Sure.
they're like during the closing, like again, lying on a mortgage application is a federal crime and all this stuff. But listen,
You're
smoking.
like, you think this is my first federal crime?
Yeah, like come on, I stopped selling blow. You think I worry about this shit? Like, come on, like stop it. Like, and listen, it's just. A lot of smoke and mirrors, just like my life. Like I said, 4 high schools. I graduated in 3.5 years. Like how?
It's very
Smoke,
impressive.
Mirrors, Social Security.
Dude, you're like young Sheldon over here, dude. He's fucking cruising.
Don't fucking start that
But
shit.
listen,
Cruising.
I just been dick swinging with that because like a lot of these trolls. You
don't
can
know.
say what you want, but where are you? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like.
Parents' basement, right?
Yeah. So I just want to put all the facts on the tables, but I appreciate all the good comments. Wish Joey Diaz, all this other stuff, but
Isn't that funny though? Like I've never thought of. I've watched tons of terrible videos on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and my instinct has never been, man, I want to hurt these guys' feelings. How do I do that? How do I try to say something mean?
It is a crazy thing to go on the internet and be like someone who's trying to comment, to take the time to comment something negative is a sad person. There's some real dark sadness and hurt in that person's life to do that. I only comment negative things. I just saw this video of this woman who, I don't know if you guys saw this. She like is on the dance floor and there's like a disabled guy on the dance floor and he like bumps into her and she turns around and just like pushes him on the ground. And she was like the CEO of some like big company. She got fired, but I literally commented, I was like, death penalty. Like literally death penalty for that person, But other than that, I never comment negative shit.
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, I would post a stand-up clip and somebody goes, average at best. I was like, well, you thought it was average. What made you like hate it or love it? Don't comment, motherfucker.
I find myself like being high and forgetting I write stupid shit, and like there was like some. It could be Indian, so maybe Bangladeshi dude selling ice cream, and I wrote, it looks like he made it with his feet. You know what I mean? Like, it's a stupid comment. Got 6,000 likes, and the amount of people that are saying I'm racist, I'm like, but the amount of people that loved it, it's just a stupid comment. It looks like he probably made it with his feet.
But that's hilarious and that's silly, and it wasn't
funny.
6,000 likes.
and it wasn't mean-spirited either. You
No,
know?
like I don't know where it came from. It just made me laugh when I'm high. And like my girl looks at me like I don't even want to know what this idiot's writing.
He's just in the corner like,
Like I've been just saying weird, funny shit, and like I don't know. My big thing lately is like you can choose the color on the emoji. Like I've been using the black middle fingers. Like just I'll do one and then I'll follow it up with the 2, and like that's getting someone's attention.
oh yeah.
Like that's my passive. The black double middle finger. It bothers people. I don't know why.
People don't like it. They're like, that's our emoji. You can't use that.
The thing that made my dad like way more way less racist, I would say, is he met this barber that he loved, was a black dude, and he used to get so hyped up, he'd be like, yep, just confirmed my appointment, he sent me the black thumbs up. And I was like, all right, dude. It's like, yeah, I know I'm getting an appointment, black thumbs up. He's like, I won't use it. I won't use the black thumbs up.
Okay. Like, I'm not allowed. They said I could, but I still won't. I still won't do it.
They gave me the pass. I was like, that pass isn't real. You know that, right?
Oh man, good stuff.
Dude, can I see your list? Give me your list.
Oh yeah, I just
No, you had a story that I wanted to hear where you said that you even because right when you came in you said I was thinking of stories to tell in the pod, and I even get in trouble when I'm trying to be the good guy. And then I said, save it for the show because I need to fucking hear this.
Well,
I more, and before you get into it, I wanted more to see the list to show people what fucking serial killer handwriting looks like.
Yeah.
This is literally a combination of doctor/serial killer.
I gotta
Fucking Tom Wayne Gacy over here.
like with the whole closing process, like you're signing checks and writing stuff, and like everyone's looking at you. It's like lawyers, they're lawyer, and I'm like, fuck, like I got the worst handwriting. I don't write checks. You know what I mean? Like I can count $1,000 in 20s really quick. You know what I mean? But I can't write a check. You know what I mean?
Funny.
Like a check is like embarrassing. It's like, sign here? No, that's the notes. Like, you know, like I'm signing the back. Like,
You're just Googling how to fill out a check.
and it's the ones from the bank, not even the real ones.
Oh, yeah.
Like where they write your account number on, because I don't have a book of checks. It's just growing up is tough, man. But we were talking about, this is the Troublemakers podcast, and I've been a troublemaker and doing stupid shit my whole life.
Yeah.
And even when I wasn't being a troublemaker, I got in trouble for like street justice, vigilante. You know, like I'm not choking people on the train. Like, well, I'm not choking people on the train, but like I was at my mom's house and my friend was gonna come over. His grandma lived down the block. To play some NBA Live, smoke a bunch of weed. Like this was like the 2000s, 90s.
Yeah.
Like now it's NBA 2K, and like I'm reheating Chinese food. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Like I want to fucking get high and play some video games. I'm looking out the back square of like a window of a residential house. You know, it has like the glass things at the top, whatever. I look out, and like there's been a rash of kids stealing bikes. Rockaway's like a beachfront community. Bikes is a way to get around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like
everyone's
these
around.
scumbags are stealing bikes. Like thievery, it drives me nuts. Like you try to steal my shit, I'm gonna kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I look out the window looking for my friend. I see some kid coming into the yard picking up a bike. So I'm fucking on it. I'm out the door. He starts running away. My friend's walking up to come play video games.
Yeah.
Catches the kid. Young kid, little fucking punk. So we'll make like, let's walk him to the beach, making him walk with like his arms out, like a T. He's like, God, just let me go. Like, no, keep fucking walking. Now I'm credit card swiping my ass, putting my fingers in his mouth. My friend's looking at me. I'm like, I don't know. So we're walking this kid to the beach. It's a good couple 100 yards or whatever.
It's like Jesus from Nazareth, dude.
I'm like, arms up. And like, credit card swipe my ass, put it in his fucking mouth. And this is pre-bidet.
Is this bare ass?
Yeah, credit card
embarrassed?
swipe. I'm not like inserting it, but you swipe.
You get a nice little,
Yeah.
nice sweat.
Yeah, a little baby powder at the top.
This is
You
summertime, too. This is
Oh, yeah. And
walking around 95 degrees.
so we take this scumbag fucking punk like after a couple times in his mouth.
Yeah.
And like we bring him to like the edge, close to the water. And like my friend, like an idiot, took his earring. You know what I mean? Like, we're not thieves. We're vigilantes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we're just trying to finger fuck his mouth with butt sweat.
so like,
Oh, my God.
Is that the name of the episode? Finger fuck his mouth with butt sweat? How would Spotify handle that?
It's probably going to be Bad Samaritan.
so there was this like private communities on the beach. It's at the end of the peninsula.
Okay.
You know? But the cops were called because this kid went home, like this little punk went home and told his parents or whatever. And my friend gave me a heads up. He's like, yo, the cops are looking for you. So I went, like, yeah, can you come up to the little booth in this where the security guard was? I'm like, yeah, I'll come talk to the cops. I don't need them coming to my mom's. I have a bunch of shit there, you know? So I get there. I tell my side of the story, how I caught this kid fucking attempting to steal a bike, a piece of shit, a kid's bike, maybe my sister's. Who knows, you know?
Yeah.
So I tell my story. He tells his story. And he's like, yeah, and they were walking to the beach, and they would put their fingers in my mouth, and everyone, the cops, his parents, my other buddy who gave me the call, everyone's just like, what? Oh, what? And like, he wouldn't say it, but he would say it, and like, it is like, it tasted weird, and like, and I'm like sitting there holding a straight face, like, what's this guy talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, who? Like, because no one in their right mind would be like, hold on, you mean the big guy was credit card swiping his ass and put it in your mouth? Like, they wouldn't, no one would do that. I would, because street justice, like, I wish that guy that got choked on the train was white so everyone could fucking be happy. Like, yes, let's get these cocksuckers. Fucking take the trains back. You know what I mean? Any white psychopaths out there, I'm choking them. You know what I mean? But the guy was black, so it's fucking, we can't say that. It's fucked up, man. Like, And I'm talking, this could be anyone. A wild dog acting up, a fucking Chinese guy. We're choking them all this summer. I don't care. I'm sick and tired of this shit. You know what I mean? That fucking...
You heard it here first. It's Vigilante Justice Summer.
Fucking
Here
Charles
in New
Bronson's coming back. Death Wish 5. Let's go.
Hot girl summer, hot vigilante summer.
Dude, I was saying this on one of the last episodes.
Oh my God.
I was walking from my girlfriend's house back to my house. I'm on the phone. I feel somebody smack the fuck out of my shoulder, and it's these kids zooming by on bikes. These like young kids. I was like, yo, what the fuck? You know, the one yells something back like, fuck you, fat ass. And like, I wanted to like I didn't think quick enough in the moment, but like, I wish I would have ran at him because I could have caught him if I would have acted fast. And then I just instead was like, fuck you. You know, I got back on the phone, and then I walked to my girl's house, and I was telling Dylan I should have kicked these kids' asses or should have like ran them down. And he was like, nah, what are you going to beat up children? But then on the way back to my girl's, probably 2 hours later, these same fucking kids, I see them driving on a different street, and they poured water all over just this random civilian walking to try to throw something away. And it's like, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, if you beat the shit out of him, it wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have enjoyed. How old was this kid?
He was a young punk. Whatever. I forget how old I was, but I was definitely probably in my 20s. He was in his teens. Well, I don't even know. Whoever it is. You know what I mean? Like,
what's the youngest kid you would choke out right now?
That's a tough question.
Is he 13, but he looks like he's 18? Then yeah, that's fair.
Someone has to do it. This shit is out of control. It looks like
true.
someone poured a cup of water on me. I'm fucking coming
He's
in
so
hot.
fired up.
I'm fucking
I love it.
dripping sweat. Listen.
Do you want a paper towel?
I'm good. I want people to comment on the glistening.
Yeah.
But now you know what to do.
Yeah, now I'm prepared.
Yo, in next episode, you better be like, yo, they had that cup of water. I was like, what? Fucking credit card swipe up right
Eat my
now.
fingers.
But like after like a couple of times that this kid trying to explain, like they were like, and they put the fingers in my like, and I was like looking around, like having an idea that something weird happened, but like this kid's not saying it, and I'm just straight faced, like I'm not gonna tell you what I did. You know what I mean? But I got my buddy to give me the earring back, and I wrote this letter and.
So nothing. The cops didn't do anything.
No, they wanted to. They wanted to take me in that night for like some sort of assault. But I was like, "What the fuck? This guy was stealing. What's wrong with this world?"
Yeah, it's weirder if you weren't swiping your ass first. I think. You know what I mean? If you're just dry fingering some child's mouth,
You're just like suck on my fingers.
I wasn't looking out the window with one hand in my crack, like I'm gonna catch one tonight. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I want to eat some Chinese food.
It is insane how your brain works. Where you're like, this is how we'll get him. This is how we'll do it.
It's insane that this was the story of vigilante justice gone wrong. I would have never guessed in a million years.
You're making them fucking do the walk to the beach like you're gonna fucking execute them in the sand.
It sounded. Did you ever see The Town?
Yeah,
when they make the
dude.
chick walk out to the beach. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, dude. Walk until your toes hit the water.
But Ben Affleck didn't put his fingers in his ass.
That would have.
That I know of.
Honestly, if they pitched that in the town, they were like, how about when we drive it to the beach, we keep making it lick our fingers and we put them in our asshole. And they would have been like, well, that's way too much, dude.
Yeah.
We can't put that on a... It's rated R. We can't put that in an R-rated movie.
But it really happened. Well, we still can.
Executive producer Tom Farrell.
Holy shit, dude.
I wonder if that kid attempted thievery ever again.
Probably not, honestly.
No, I actually heard the first time he tried it left a bad taste in his mouth.
Boo.
That was fucking good, dude.
I like how when you hit that and you just abruptly stop it.
Because I don't have time for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is insane. That's a crazy
And I
story.
almost got arrested by not being a troublemaker, by getting a troublemaker.
By being
Maybe
a
we
good
get this
guy.
kid on the pod.
And see where he is now.
I wonder if he's told anybody that story ever. He probably still lives in Rockaway.
I don't know who it is. I'm trying as you're saying that, I think someone brought this story up to me like 2 years ago, and like they like was like, oh, that
white
was
kid?
my cousin.
White kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's totally okay.
It looked like a comic. As I'm thinking about it, like.
Dude, of course he would grow up to become a
I
comedian
know.
with that traumatic event happening. And then he made me walk to the beach like I was Jesus on the cross.
My lips were numb.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Got hemorrhoid cream. It's fucking numbing up his lips.
back in the day, though, you could just, like, an adult could beat up a kid and get away with it. Like my dad's friend Denny beat me up. I remember, like beat the shit out of me. Huge dude one time. But I mean, I was like mouthing off and a smart ass kid, but he just kind of like kicked my ass a little bit.
Jesus.
Like, yeah,
multiple times. It
you
happened.
could do that.
It was
You know
a
what I
different
mean?
era.
Yeah, I've been wanting to fight him back.
You
Oh
should.
yeah, he just stomped me.
Really?
Yeah, he kicked
You bigger
my
than
ass.
him now?
He's like fucking on his last leg, dude.
Yeah, now's the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go
Go.
fucking sucker punch him.
Fucking
He can't
remember
even
me?
stand.
Just put a pillow over his head in the hospital bed, pull it off after a couple
Credit card
seconds,
swipe.
I'll credit card swipe his ass and make him eat his own ass.
You go like this, credit card swipe in
Yeah.
his mouth, like, oh, decline. Then you pull the plug on him.
Insufficient funds.
Oh my God, dude.
Fucking
Holy
poor kid.
shit. That's
Crime
hilarious.
don't pay, bro. Take it from me.
He's fucking brushing his teeth. I remember how many times he had to use mouthwash to get that out of his mouth. It's probably a traumatic event, dude.
If I'm eating leftover Chinese food, that means I ate Chinese food early.
That's tough.
Like, what were you doing? You can't say it, too. If you were going to admit it, you'd be like, I was farting on my hand and putting it in his mouth. And you're like, were you? Or were you going in?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to admit to it, you have to add the part about the butt swipe, because that's that's more like a prank. When you're just putting the fingers in,
It's like some weird.
then you're Jared from Subway. at
yeah,
that point.
that's some weird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably have submitted to a crime.
No, it's probably, how many years ago? 10, 15 years ago?
Might be approaching 20.
Oh, that's
Time's flying.
statute. There's only
7
one.
to 15.
There's only one
Statute
thing
of
that there's not a statute of limitations on, and actually, which reminds me, Big T, did you ever kill anybody?
By accident, my landlord's daughter.
Wait, what?
I didn't know she was a drug addict when I first moved into this place.
My God, dude. Oh, my God, dude.
It was like an indirect death. You know what I mean? Like,
Holy shit. We've been asking this as a joke and never thought anyone would say yes.
well, it's like she came. Like, I just moved into. It was a garage converted into an apartment because I got thrown out of my mom's house.
Okay.
And I had plenty of cash, but once you become a grown up, like you have a W-2 to see where this money's coming from. Like,
Yeah.
I got the first so I had to move into this garage with no shower. I mean, no kitchen. I was like filling water bottles up in the shower, but I had no place to go. My mom threw me out. Like, you know?
Yeah.
And
Look at you now, owning a house.
two properties, a penthouse and a fucking house. Yes, I'm fat, but what about you? Get your life fucking together. I'm sorry, trolls. I apologize, but fucking gotcha. And the lady was going away, this little Betty White lady. I'm like, oh, you gonna miss the block party? Whatever. So I'm laying in bed watching Seinfeld in my boxes, and I hear a knock at the door, and her daughter came up, and she was like just wearing like a FUBU, baby blue FUBU jersey, those long like Papa Roach short pants, like not even capris, like just look like a drug addict, you know? She's like, yo, Tommy, I got this bank statement, and I was like, she was asking for $20, and I look at my dress, all I had was 50s, and I hate $50 bills for whatever reason. I gave her some money, and then next thing you know, the lady was up on a porch. I'm like, do you in Florida? She's like, oh, my daughter died, and all this shit, and then the Yentas across the street, I pulled in from work one day. They're like, you hear what happened to her daughter? I'm like, what happened? She's like, oh, she was into heroin. And like, all she wanted was 20, and I gave her 50. And next thing you know, she's dead.
She went and got a double.
Yeah.
That's actually what I thought you were going to say. You sold her drugs and she died, which would have been bad.
wouldn't be able to
But
live with
yeah, a
myself.
little bit of money. And
Yeah.
you don't know. You don't know what she's going to do with it. Holy shit.
So
dude.
indirectly, I
Yeah,
killed her.
but I mean, if we're calling that murder, then how many homeless people that have gotten like some change from somebody went and put that together and
Yeah, heroin is definitely sold by the change, by the quarters.
That's why I don't give homeless people money. I ain't killing those poor fucks.
I give homeless people like fives every once in a while.
Dude, you know what I did the other night? I fucking pat myself on the shoulder. I bought a homeless dude pizza. No big deal.
Great, dude. Cool, man. Wow, dude. We should give you the Nobel Peace
Dude,
Prize.
I would never do that, but I was a little drunk and I had a slice of pizza and I was like, I'm gonna get a second slice of pizza. And I went up, and as I was waiting online, the guy's like, do you have? And I usually I'm just like, nah, sorry. But I'm like waiting in line to get a slice of pizza, and I was like, you want a slice? And he's like, oh, okay. And I walked up, and then I will say a little
Ungrateful?
no, but I was like, oh, you want a slice? I was like, you want two? He's like, yeah. And he's like, can I have a drink too? And I was like, yeah. But I was also like, I already got you 2 slices of pizza, dude.
I need something to wash it down with, dude.
I will say, though, it was nice. I put it through, and then I asked him, I was like, oh, you want a drink? And he's like, oh, sure. I was like, what, water, soda? He's like, water. So I got him a water. I go to pay for it, and they were like, didn't even scan. He's like, oh, it's a $10 limit on the credit card. And I was like, he goes, just take it. And he gave me the water to give to him, and I gave it to him.
Nice.
Which was nice, you know? But you could tell the guys were like, what are you doing in here? Like, and I was like, I'm buying him a slice. And they were like, fucking, don't bring him in here, dude.
I heard a story about like a friend's dad once was driving past like a homeless person that was asking for money on the street, and he gave him like the leftover like apple that he had in his lunch. And when he wound the window up, threw the fucking apple back at the car. And I was like, yeah, man, he's asking. He doesn't want a fucking apple, dude. He wants some money so he can add to the other change he picked up that day to buy a 40.
Dude, I remember. You were in the union, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever been on strike?
No.
How do you feel about the strikes?
I like not to work. Get in trouble.
Dude, I remember when I was young, I was like 12 probably, right? My dad does construction, woodworking, and I'm in the truck with one of his friends who used to work for him, and we go to the like Home Depot, whatever, to pick up some stuff. And we're coming back, and all these people across the street, it's all these like older women, like probably in their older now. When I was 12, they were older, probably in their 40s, 50s, you know? And they're all on strike, and they're holding these signs. And the guy who works for my dad, he's like, oh, roll down your window. And I was like, I don't know. So I roll it down, and he pulls up next to him, and he starts honking, and they're like, yeah. And he goes, get back to work, you fucking idiots. And fucking peels out, and they were like, fuck you. He was like, ah. I was like, holy shit.
I used to love strikes, like not from the union. I used to work for UPS, Teamsters, 804. But like pulling up to a hotel, they're striking. Unions stick together. Oh, sorry, union. So now I don't have to deliver those packages. Like I was all about not working. Yeah. Not working in general. Workers comp every summer, but fucking not working when I was working. You know? I was like, all right, another strike. Stay strong, fellas. I'll lug this shit in there now.
I'll be back next week. That's hilarious, dude.
Fuck, I had something to say about these fucking homeless. It'll come to me.
It is crazy how the anybody who's lived in New York, you've lived in New York your whole life. Anybody who's lived in New York, the whole thing with the guy dying on the train, you know, don't want to see people die. But if you've lived in New York, it was crazy to me that people were protesting. Where it's like, if you've ever been on the subway, you've seen someone walking up and down, basically fucking threatening, menacing. Where like you're like, I wish someone would stand up and fucking contain this guy, because they're just you don't know what happened, but you guarantee to get into an argument with someone where 3 people are physically restraining someone, he's probably walking up and down the train being like, look up from your phones, I'll fucking kill you. I've been on the train and that has happened, and everyone sits there and looks at their phone and they're like, I'm not even gonna look at this guy and engage him. And dude, it's crazy. It blows my mind. A jury in New York, I can't imagine them convicting this guy.
Well, I always say that like the homeless, and it's gotten worse, but they used to just have like that haunted house mentality where they'd scare the shit out of you, but they can't touch you. You know, like they're never gonna touch you. And the last like silly shit that I saw is me and Donnelly were walking from 7th Street to go grab a beer, and I could just feel this dude's like presence next to me when we're walking past him, and it was a dude like standing in the doorway of a shut down pizza shop, and then I keep walking, and Donnelly's like, "Did you just not notice that?" And I was like, "What?" He was like, "That homeless guy was just butt ass naked holding his penis in the doorway of that pizza shop." And I was like, "No," I was like, "I feel like I'm really starting to get used to this place after 4 years."
It's fucking nuts, man.
You just see it. You just see it all the time. People just fucking pulling their dick out in public. I'm scared. I've gotten so many public urination citations. I'm fucking scared to even pull it out the piss, let alone.
Dude, I saw someone get arrested the other night. This was a couple weeks ago. We were at the bar after a show, and we're hanging out, and all of a sudden it's tile bar, right? And all these like 20-something-year-old white girls come running in. They're like, she's attacking us. She's attacking. The bartender runs out. There's this woman out there literally flipping tables and fucking slapping 25-year-old white women in the face. So I'm like dying laughing. I'm like, this is hilarious. The bartender runs out. He's like, I'm calling the cops. Get the fuck out of here. He comes back in. He's like, she's back again. She was here last night. You guys arrested her. She's back. And then I'm like, I got to go watch this, dude. She's losing her mind. Obviously someone in the middle of a mental break, you know? Cops show up. 3 cops, ambulance, like a healthcare, whatever. She's kicking and screaming. They're arresting her. And I'm just watching it. And for the story, this is a black woman who they're like arresting, and this like 40-year-old, 45-year-old white woman walks by, and she goes, "Hey, what's going on here?" And I go, "Oh, they're arresting her." And she goes, "Ugh, of course." And I go, "Well, she was attacking people across the street and flipping tables." She goes, "This fucking city," and just walks away. And I was like, yeah, she was committing a crime, dude. What do you want? What, you want her to come to your house and fucking you want to house her?
Wait, she was slapping people?
Oh, dude, she slapped us.
So funny.
I talked to the girl after in the bar, and I go, "What happened out there?" She goes, "This woman just slapped me in the face." I was like,
This
nice.
justice needs to be served, man.
Yeah.
Seriously,
There was a girl. I was standing outside of the Comedy Cellar, and these like 4 girls come out, and they're like so upset, and they're like arguing with the bouncer because they got offended by something that happened on stage. And she was like, "She said that my friend was a football player." and the girl comes out, and she's like crying. She's like, "Yeah, she called me a linebacker." and like I leaned over to I think it was like H. Foley, and I was like, you know, to be honest though, with the changes to the quarterback position being a dual threat, linebackers have gotten a lot smaller in this day and age. It's actually kind of a compliment that she was saying. And this girl wasn't she was like not a bad look. They were like all like fine looking women,
Sure, right.
you know, and and the one that called him a linebacker was the comic was like way bigger than all of them.
It's
like,
still
why
hilarious.
Why are you
though,
taking
dude.
fucking offense to it? You know,
Still hilarious. Take someone's biggest insecurity and then just fucking turn it on his head in a funny way. I love that, dude.
I know.
Unless it's to me, I love it.
they were just they're like, he called me a linebacker.
That's dude. That is so funny. You look like a linebacker.
Yeah, I would kill for somebody to call me a linebacker.
Like there was a girl we wouldn't call it a linebacker. We'd call it like Luke Pettigrew or something, like the Giants offensive line. Like, oh, Pettigrew over there, you know.
Yo, what's up, Nick Mangold?
You ever see his sister?
She's enormous, dude.
Bro.
She's a beast.
Oh,
Dude, she's strong as fuck.
like I don't know.
You never saw that?
Yeah,
She's
isn't she a
like a power lifter, yeah.
yeah. Dude, I love that.
we used to use. Oh man, I can't remember what to say. We used to use that like if a friend like was like hooking up with a bigger chick, you'd be like, "Oh damn, he's hanging out with a straight up mangled sister, dude." He was one of the mangolds, bro. Oh man,
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
Yo, one of the stories that you had on there, Tom, was you gonna talk about fucking outside.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I forgot all the stories that you wrote down.
I just love fucking in public. Like let's say we're hanging out here. Like if the girl wants, like I would just start having sex in front of you guys, just randomly. Like
Okay.
like just any like a vestibule, just a leg against the wall. I love fucking in public, anywhere outside. But like it was around when the Simpsons, Marge and Homer were fucking in public, and I used to go to this dentist at the junction, like Nostrand Avenue and Flatbush Avenue.
Yeah.
Because we lived on Flatbush, and like there's this little like block that goes on an angle behind it. So the last building's like a triangle. You know what I mean? Like it comes to a point. So we walked in. This girl, she took a ride with me to go get a cleaning or whatever. He walked in. The receptionist window's right there. Then the office to that corner was right there. So we're in there, like we start kissing. And my dick gets hard, and she had these short terry cloth shorts on. And I just pulled it over, and I just started banging her in the fucking waiting room. And like it was so hot because you're in public fucking, and like the pussy was warm. It was the summer, short terry cloth shorts, and I came super quick. And like I don't know if they ever heard me. But they knew me from when I was a kid as an animal. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, dude!
And you painted her ceiling? You finished right in her?
Right inside of
Oh, oh God, dude! Come on, come on! Oh,
I used to also
Dentist office?
in the dentist's own waiting room. Just the way it's positioned, you know, with the reception window here, then the waiting room was there, and like on that window facing. Like sometimes I'm at that light on Flatbush going towards Rockaway, and I look up and it's still Dr. Bodak's office. My brother's still.
you said his name.
I have so many like just
man.
memories there. Like my mom. My brother were animals. We were like the bushwhackers, the wrestlers, like who just died, R.I.P. And like fucking just destroying this guy's dentist office as a young kid and fucking in it earlier. Like my early memories of my mom in the 80s in Flatbush. The Junction's still a little like tough now. Like,
Yeah.
But as a young kid, and like I just remember there was just so much bubble gum on the floor compared to up more Flatbush and Kings Highway where we lived, and it was just my mom would lock me out of the car like, you're staying here, I'm like fucking thinking about getting kidnapped. It was just the 80s on Flatbush Avenue, like, so I was always traumatized from this fucking dentist office. And then even my one girl, she had a girl I used to go out, I'm not gonna mention her name, she had like almost like computer paper pubic hair. Like it was so long and fine and like folded out when she took her underwear off.
Wait. Computer paper?
Like she would take her pubic underwear off and it would just fold out like this. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like she had to fold it, put it against her, then put the underwear on.
Like fax paper. It would like
like when you don't have a tray and then the thing just comes down like this.
Yeah, that's how it would flow out.
Like the feather at the end of Forrest Gump.
Just floating. And I remember it was like Entertainment Weekly, all these things. I started filling out like her name, Harry Bush, like, but I'd spell like German, like HARIBUCH. And her dad was getting all these magazines and such his daughter's name with Harry Bush and all that. Like,
oh
hey, would
my
you blow
God.
me? Like, I this dentist office obviously it triggered me a lot of fucking childhood shit.
Holy shit, dude!
But yeah, you guys fucking public.
I mean, I remember one of the hardest I've ever laughed in college was a public thing I saw, is where it was just I was like on the dance floor. I was a freshman, and it was like my first introduction to how wild WVU was, and it was like the seats like off the dance floor, like it was like a step up to get to the high top bars where people were hanging out, and I just look over and like you do the double take. I was like, what? Just a dude, pants like down to like his thighs, just getting jacked off by some chick, just right in the middle of the bar, and just standing there. He's like, and I'm like, it wasn't like they weren't in any like corner. They weren't, hiding under the reception of the dentist's office. They were just like on fucking Main Street. And I was like, is this just fucking... And I like showed it to my buddies, and like nobody cared as much as I did.
That's so
the
funny,
funniest
dude.
fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
The amount of yellow cabs I got threatened to get thrown out of, like, because if you're out drinking in Manhattan, going back to Rockaway, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And I would just have girls' legs up, plowing them out. And then, buddy, stop! I'm not doing anything! Just ran anytime. It just...
Oh, dude, you might be on HBO and not know it. Taxi Cab Confessions.
I love that one.
Shit, that's why I remember I told our buddy Colin Chamberlain one time about a date that I was on like 2 years ago. It was like during the pandemic, and I was like, me and this girl we were kissing in the back of the Uber. He was like, in the Uber? You're supposed to be wearing a mask, you pig.
That's what Colin said?
Yeah.
Of course, dude. That fucking narc.
Meanwhile, Big T's in the fucking getting head in the back of a fucking cab.
Dude, I did make out with a girl on a police car once, and this was, and then it was like very hot, dude. It was like, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then literally after like a minute, a cop was just like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, nothing. And he's like, just get out of here.
Whoop, whoop. He should have ran the whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, dude, what did you say? You were,
I don't even know why you're
I
looking
can't
at
even
that.
read it, dude. Oh, getting your CDL license.
Oh, yeah. I used to just love drugs, except for like heroin and shit like that. Like mushrooms, acid, ecstasy, lots of cocaine. But like, especially during the like late 90s, early 2000s, ecstasy, like pill form, was just the king. You know what I mean? Like, it was the best. And I was selling it at the time, and like I was trying to become a sanitation worker. Like the CDL was like only given till like 11 o'clock. So I'm like going there hungover as shit because I couldn't take a night off of drinking.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kept failing by 1. The general knowledge, like you can get 10 wrong, I'd get 11. I'm like, you motherfucker. Like if I just stopped drinking and sober one night, I would pass this stupid test, air brakes, this. And so we're up, sun was out. I was like tripping hard. We were still just throwing it in everyone's mouth. And I was like, yo, I could pass the test right now. And my friend's like, you can? I'm like, yeah. He's like, take a ride with me. So we're leaving. We're going to Coney Island Avenue, Coney Island DMV.
Yeah.
So that's a decent ride from Rockaway. We eat one. I'm passing Coney Island Avenue, and I remember it hitting me. And the AC and 90s rap was pumping. You're feeling good in the car. You know, it's a great idea right now.
Yeah.
We fucking get there. I don't know why my brother even gave me his car. Great Thunderbird. We get there. It was the worst idea ever. I give him my ID. The sun's beating on me. I'm like, you know, like the faces. I'm like tripping hard. You know what I mean?
Oh my god.
I'm like, give me my license back. They're like, no, you gotta wait 10 minutes. Like some DMV rule. Like you can't just. It takes 10 minutes of minimum time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like fucking tripping, and like eventually, like I ripped whatever I did to get out of it. They get my license. We get back, we're partying. Like, it was normal that I just went on a whim at 9:30 in the morning on ecstasy, like on a Tuesday in the summer. And long story short, my brother's like, get your shit out of my car. Like 2 days later, like, and I don't know what happened, who I saw. I somehow, with the booklet and all my pens and papers in a Wallbaum shopping bag, like a plastic bag, in my brother's car, I somehow got the general knowledge answer key. You know what I mean? I'm looking at it, I'm like, at first I thought it was like, in typing class, I would draw dicks. I don't know if I talked about this before, but I would like type space, and like draw dicks coming, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just silly shit. And I'm like, someone else does this too? And I'm looking at it because the answer key looked like, it was like, is that a sparrow? No, that's his general knowledge answer key. That's not a bird like typed out. You know what I mean? Like, and like I went back the next time with the answers on my sleeve, on my arm, failed. But there was like 3 But there was like 3
Turns
tests.
out it was just one of the old dicks that I made upside down. And none of the answers were correct.
Yeah, it actually was a sparrow.
But I went back again and I passed. And like I don't know who I ran into. Like just like in the movies, like when someone bumps shoulders and like they switch briefcase, like who knows what happened? I don't. But I passed. I got the CDL and then I didn't get the job because I had weed in my urine.
Of course, you're like, oh man, if I could be sober enough to pass the test, they'll let me get fucked up and drive a garbage truck.
Did you try to do anything to pass the piss test?
Oh, I passed like 10.
Oh shit.
12. And then I was delivering Mystic, like Mystic iced tea at the time in the city in Manhattan. I had to go take the final one, like, and I had 6 big like Poland Spring bottles, but a big geyser, that was the company. I would fill up every day, drink 6 of them just at work. You know what I mean? I'm an animal with water. Well, anything I do, I'm an animal. And like, I think the guy saw it in hindsight. And like there was water in my urine. I have clear urine all the time. I drink a lot of water. You know, like he's like, no, too much water in your urine. I had to come back, and I failed the next one. I don't know what I did wrong.
That sucks.
So wait, what was your? Did you do any? Because you smoke a lot of weed, right?
Yeah,
and you always have. But like, did you just quit for like a month to pass the test?
I was
or did
probably
you
taking the drinks. Remember the drinks that would mask it?
That's what
you would drink like an hour
Q
before.
carb. That's what I used to. That's what I did when I had to pass it before. That's what I was curious about because everybody was like. Everybody had their own like little remedy that they thought worked. They're like, just take shots of vinegar,
cranberry juice, all that.
Yeah, and none of it works
No.
except that mask.
And I don't know what happened that last time. Like I've been doing this for a long time, and it sucks, man. Like the reason I started comedy late is because I had to get a job, a union job, UPS, sanitation. There's no follow your dreams. There's what dreams. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your life's going to be a nightmare if you don't get a job. Dreams? Yeah. Like, what the fuck you talk about? No, you got to get in the union. You got to, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, and I fucked that up. And then we already know about the DUI, my UPS uniform. 3 days before the interview with the fire department. Like, but it all worked out. UPS hired me, and now I logistically sell weed and edibles in a precise fashion because of UPS and what they instilled in me to be a logistic engineer of sorts.
Wait, were you going to be a firefighter?
Logistic engineer.
Yeah.
You were going to be a firefighter?
I passed everything. The medical, the hard physical. The physical was tough. You have so many people fail. I threw up after I took it. But like the medical, a weighted vest, and like there was skinny people failing. You know what I mean? And like it's all about breathing. If you go, you're gonna fail the test. But I was just singing the PIMP song over and over again, breathing. And,
I don't know what
passed.
you heard about me.
Just like a rhythm, and like skinny people like, damn, how'd you pass? I was like, Colt 45 and cheeseburgers. That's what I was drinking at the time and eating a lot of. I was living down the block from a diner that made good cheeseburgers, but I still passed. And then 3 days before the interview, like I was gonna become a fireman, got the DUI and I already had to sugarcoat my mom's house getting raided, multiple assaults, now a DUI. Like, how many misunderstandings could I write? Because you got to get all your promoting a drug factory in Connecticut. Like, wrong place, wrong time, again. You know what I mean? Like, how many times could I say that? Because you got to explain and I had to go to, like, multiple districts around the city, from Queens to Manhattan to Brooklyn, to get all different depositions, Connecticut. And I'm reading them, and I'm embarrassed a little bit at the time. You know what I mean? Like, how am I going to, like, this is what I've been doing? Like, promoting a drug factory, like multiple assault, like, and I almost again smoke and mirrored my way on, but the DUI, that was the final straw. Because a lot of guys at the time were getting arrested for drinking and driving. Some guy got smashed in the head in Staten Island drinking at the firehouse.
Yeah,
they were cracking down on the FDNY, and then I come along. Hey.
3 days before. Because that is a big drinking job.
Yeah,
a lot of drinkers.
And one of my exes, my friend, told me before he passed away, he's like, yeah. They said that uncle was like, oh, he thinks he's getting a job? Not on my watch. And the good old boys system. And listen, I tried joining the Vulcan Society or something. It was the Black Federation of Firemen. They have an office on Eastern, or they did on Eastern Parkway. Because if they're doing that good old boy system to me, like, hey, he thinks he's getting a job, not on my watch, and he talked to the investigator, then what are they doing to Puerto Rican and black people and Chinese people? You know what I mean? Like, and there was that whole class action lawsuit. Yeah. I called him up, and he's like, hey, Mr. Farrell, may I help you? I'm like, hey, listen, like everything I just said, I'm like, if they're doing it to me, they're definitely doing it to you. I want in on this class action lawsuit. He's like, he paused for a second. He's like, he goes, I appreciate your support and being a part of the team and all, but this is for black people. Like,
you're gonna have to lay out a lot more hours at Rockaway. Hit the beach way more.
But I tried joining the Vulcan Society to become a Black Federation of Firemen to get on this class action lawsuit. Because if they're doing it to me, what are they doing to the minorities and everyone else?
Oh,
I want to see the alternate universe where Big T is just a black firefighter.
Vigilante.
It's a black firefighter
making people suck his fingers.
That moonlights with vigilante justice.
Don't worry, I'm going to get you out of this house. But first, take a look at my finger.
What did you have to do?
Get on the hose. You'd be like, I got all the hose.
I got the hose. I got hose. What did you have to do with the vest on? Like what were some of the?
Well, the physical, you had like a fake tank on your back.
Yeah. And
like go through little barrels, but everything's timed. Lifting this fake ceiling up, like where you have to like get where the smoke is or whatever. Like, it's a physical. The sanitation. This is 20-something years ago. Christopher Reeves could have passed. You know what I mean? Like one hand wheeling like his wheelchair and one holding the garbage can around a wooden barrier. It was like idiot central. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, is this fucking serious? And the other one, it was a true, like, made me feel good that a fat fuck with a lot of heart could pass a fucking physical that I know fucking people are failing left and right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but the weight thing was a weighted vest with the EKG monitor on a Stairmaster, and you have to be a certain number.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I was just the breathing and the PIMP song, and then
that's really
it's just like passing a lie detector test.
Dude, on the Stairmaster without that is tough. Dude, on Stairmaster after 5 minutes you're gonna be fucking sucking wind. Yeah. I can't imagine with a weighted vest and a tank. Stairmaster just climbing. Oh my god, dude, that's nuts, man.
Listen, it worked out because. Me without cocaine and just drinking and like no weed, just like, hey, become a part of society, get a city job, but you can't do coke or you can only drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good mix. Like,
Yeah.
I need the cocaine. I need the bud to calm me down. If not, I'm just punching, fighting people, biting people. Like, it was balanced. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it worked out. So, whatever's God's plan. I'm here now to laugh about it. Hey, 2 houses later, I had at UPS, I was making $100,000 a year, but I couldn't get out of my own way. Getting arrested, I lived in a studio apartment. I stopped drinking and just legit everything fell into place, man.
I love the optimism of, thank God I wasn't a firefighter so I could do cocaine when I drink. And that's what
everything
really
always
calms me
works
down.
out, dude. It's
Everything
true.
does
Everything always
work
works
itself
out. That is my mantra. Everything always works out.
Except for the kid with the bike. Asterisk.
That did work out, though. Worked out.
Yeah, he
Nothing
might
happened.
be a firefighter now. That might have been his origin story.
He might be.
Turn things around.
Dude, what were you telling? You were telling us earlier about this clown.
Oh, yeah. Another time, I like the amount of times I've got arrested, but the amount of times I almost got arrested, a lot of it's stupid shit. Like, when I went to Kingsborough, the community college twice. Classic, like, high school, college, you know, like,
like
it's a
13th
joke.
grade.
Yeah, but it was awesome. You know, it was like, you've seen all the people that didn't do anything, like, from the neighborhood, like people in Albany, Marist, wherever, and these people are in fucking Manhattan Beach in Brooklyn with me. I loved it because I came from fucking 4 high schools. So this was the high school I never had, you know? And I would never go to class because they didn't even care. Like, there was times, like, the teacher would turn his back after I signed in, and he caught me running towards the door, and then I'd stop. I'm like, fuck, hey, they don't care anyway because they're getting paid.
They're getting the money. They don't care.
But I'm from public school where, like, they want to, you have to come to class. We're going to fucking call your parents. College, they didn't care. I was just sitting in the cafeteria smoking weed outside, playing cards, like, and there was a bulletin board, like, room for rent, car for sale, like, books for sale. And, like, I kept seeing this Rico the Clown. I'm like, what the fuck kind of name is that? Rico the Clown. Like, you know, like, a couple years ago it was Rico Suave. Remember that song? Like, and now it's Rico the Clown? Like, Eric the Clown? No, it's Bozo. It's fucking Sam. I don't know. Rico?
Sam. Sam the Clown.
Rico sounds like a sexy clown.
Well, me being me, I took the card, and Nokia just had the phone out. You know, I had the phone. We're drinking in my friend's basement, and I must have called this guy 200 times. And, like, just like little kid stereotypes about Puerto Rican clowns. You know what I mean? Insert any stereotype. And if you want me to double down, check out my last roast battle against the Spanish people. The long story short, you'll understand what I'm talking about when you see it. But I had it, and I'm like, you fucking Puerto Rican clown! You came to my kid's party and stole the gifts. This is real. Oh, thanks for coming to my kid's party with the fucking razor blade and the cake. Just stupid shit. And this poor guy's just trying to make a living, and I'm just being an asshole with some stupid stereotypes. And, like, hey, you want to go? Here, give one. I'm like handing the phone around to the people hanging out. I wake up the next day to boom, boom, doors closing. And, like, my mom lived on this, like, ocean. It's called Oceanside. There's no cars that go in front, but this was a detective's car. And, like, they wanted to take me in for, like, multiple counts of harassment. And, like, and thank God, I don't know, my friend's dad mentioned, like, dropped his name or something, and it got me out of it. But, like, they were, like, a couple of different charges against me.
Oh,
like,
my.
175, 200 times we called this cocksucker. And just silly Rico the Clown jokes. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, so silly.
But you called him 200 times.
Yeah, this guy's sitting at home with his family. He's got a gun on his lap, thinking about ending it all, and you're just 199, 200.
He's probably at dinner like, yeah, babe, I think I'm going to get that sanitation job. Like, the clown thing's not taking off, and his phone's blowing up, and it's just all pretty fucked up things to say to a clown. And I'm trying to tread lightly without over-incriminating myself.
You remember how fun prank calling was, though, back in the day? It doesn't
So
really
good.
work like it used to. I remember we all used to have, like me and my buddies used to do it when we were in, like, 8th or 9th grade. And we all had our, like, specific characters that we would do, you know, because we were big Jerky Boys fans. Remember how good Jerky Boys? And mine was always, I would call people and I'd be like, hey, is this the some bitch that took my truck? You know, and I would always do, like, just like some, like, redneck guy. And the one time I'll never forget it, I called this dude and I was like, hey, is this the some bitch that stole my truck? And he said, come get it, motherfucker. And I was like, God damn, you actually just steal somebody's truck.
That was the best when someone would, like, catch on immediately that was a prank and be like, I'm gonna play along. And that was
Oh, I don't think this dude was playing along.
adrenaline, dude.
I think he just wanted to fight, man.
like, I'm ready.
He like stopped me dead in my tracks. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. Like hung up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would prank call my dad as one of my brother's friends who was like the annoying guy that like would just always call like, Mr. Farrell, what are you doing? Like my dad's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like always cursing this kid out. Like he was that kid. You know what I mean? Like I would when I went to one of the 4 high schools was Lincoln. My mom worked in the para with the school-based support team, like the psychologist. I would cut class and just call my dad constantly with this kid's voice, like Mr. Farrell, and just hang up on him. Like, my mom came in one day. She's like, we can't call home anymore. The principal called me in. He's like, what's this number? Like hundreds of calls. I'm just pranking my dad. And every time this kid sees my dad's ripping into him. And it's meanwhile it was me calling my dad, fucking with him at this guy. And now my mom can't even call home to talk to my dad because she doesn't know I'm using the phone.
Oh yeah, your mom worked at the school,
and
right?
The principal's like, "What's this 6706 number that keeps coming up?" She's like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so
funny. It's me calling, pranking my dad, just howling, laughing because he's gonna kill the kids. That my brother's friend. I don't want to mention his name.
That shit was so fun because there was just no repercussions. Usually, well, except for you having because you're not supposed to call people 200 times.
Or the pussy friend that believes like the pranker's like the prankee. It's like, oh, we're going to call the cops on you. And then they start crying because you're young, you're 12.
Yeah, they're like, I'm tracing this call. They'll say something like that.
My mom, they said. And it's like, shut up. It's a pizzeria.
We felt bad. My friend used to always do like this old lady character, which was basically just like, his voice sounded more like a Jewish guy. But he called and this old lady answers. And he's like, I just wanted to call to tell you that I'm having an affair with your husband. And then this lady goes, no. Well, that's news to me. He's like, yes, I worked with him for years. She's like, well, I'm going to have to talk to Earl when he gets home. And I remember all of us except my buddy Dan, who's just keeping it going with this lady.
No,
we're like,
dude.
shut it down. You're going to ruin this. You're going to like have 70-year-olds get a divorce.
Oh my God.
I felt so fucking
Did you
bad
shut it
for that
down?
one. No, he finished. She was like, okay, well, thank you for telling me.
Oh
and
my
buddy got off the
God,
phone.
dude.
And I was like, I can't believe we just did that.
He's like, wasn't that hilarious? And everyone's like, no.
Yeah.
No, dude.
It felt so fucking
real quick,
bad.
speaking of prank, you mentioned old people and pranks, but it was when the illegal cable boxes were out.
Yeah.
Or just cable boxes in general. Like, if you didn't have the illegal ones, you had the AUTH button, the authorization button on the remote. So that's how you would order pay-per-views, porn, all this. And we would take someone's remote and we would just get high. And we'd go around the neighborhood where we could see, like, the blinds were open for the living room, sneak up on the deck, put on channel 63, which was Spice, the porn channel, and then authorize it. And you would see the old people, the husband, look at each other, and this lady getting pounded on the TV. And we'd run away because you had a half a second to enjoy it because they would like look at each other like, what the hell is this? And we're through the window changing it, and then authorizing porn, and then fucking howling because you got to get out of there.
Dude, that's so good. That's so good, man.
Oh my God.
It was so much fun.
Oh,
man.
that is funny.
It was a different era.
Do you remember that?
Different era.
They were able to track those boxes. When you would get the pay-per-view boxes, because I remember they came to my grandfather's house and they made him destroy it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like the
he
fake
had one.
box?
Yeah, he had one of those cheater boxes, and they were because I guess you had to like tap it into the cable, and they were able to find it like that. So like some like detective came there, and because my grandfather used to steal cable on the ring, it was the fucking best. We watched every Tyson fight, you know.
You would hear stories about that, and like, all right, this outweighs that. I'm watching porno for free. You know what I mean? Like, Menace to Society just came out, Sandlot. Like, that's when we got the illegal boxing. I'm watching these classics on top of watching porn at that age.
Oh, I'd be watching WWF pay-per-views and
Oh,
shit.
dude.
Yeah, it was the best.
I'm not worried about them knocking on the door. I'm worried about my parents catching me with my cock out. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, fuck this. Like lore, because it was you heard like, oh, they're gonna come for you. They can test through the wires. Like, good, fuck them.
Yeah, I never thought. And then after that happened, my dad had his buddy like 2 years later was like, hey, I got one of these boxes. And my dad was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take it. I was like, you know that's not just an urban legend. It happened to your dad.
Dude, we got time probably for one more. one more quick one. There's so many on here that I want to hear about. FBI coach, Bridge Acid, AC. There's so many, dude. Do you want to tell a quick one before we wrap up?
Fuck, man.
It was really...
I love that he's the only one that can understand this treasure map. This treasure map of insanity.
It's unbelievable.
Well, I had a bunch of the drinking things. Because, talk about not drinking anymore. And, there's...
Are you completely off the sauce?
Yeah.
This is me sober. I'm going to keep this for whatever the next time is.
Yeah.
But just one of the reasons, like, I don't want to get into the AC ones because there's two of them. Like,
And they're long.
I would end up in Atlantic City on a Wednesday after a Met game. Like, that's not normal. You know what I mean? Like, but, like, one of the real things, like a thing like, hey, I shouldn't be drinking. Like, I just started UPS. And I already got thrown out of my mom's house. So I'm living on my aunt's floor. You know what I mean? So that should be an awakening in itself. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember I got invited to a Yankee game. I'm like, all right, none of my friends in my neighborhood are talking to me. Like, I was like blackballed.
Really?
Like, it was a fucked up time. Like, it was looked at different when your fucking house gets raided in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that happens a couple times a week. Like,
sure.
And like, I got invited to a game with these guys. I'm like, this is awesome. I got some new friends, getting UPS, getting my life together. And I get in the car, and I was like, anyone want a beer? No one had a pregame beer. I had like a bag full of Bud Heavies, like, ready to go. It's a 1 o'clock game, and I'm drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. And, like, I would go through the $11 bottle of Jack Daniels pretty quick. So, like, there was a liquor store right under the train by Yankee Stadium. I was like, you know what? This is after the game, after pounding beers, really getting loose. I'm like, you know what? I always run out of that one. Let me get the $20 one, the $22 one, like the step up.
Yeah.
And I got a bottle of Coke. I'm just swinging. Like, if I had a chaser, it's on, let alone drinking it straight. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care if that's a cheat code. Call me a pussy.
Sure,
Just drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniels, asshole. You know what I mean? Like, and next thing you know, we're in Ozone Park, and I'm like, remember just screaming at my friend's wife, like in her face, like probably threatening her, like, I'll kill you, bitch. I drank a bottle of Jack Daniels. And like, all I remember last was this big bulldog guy from work, Frank Groves, and like he's like, where do you live? Because he knew my mom lived in Rockaway, and he said I was just hocking loogies and spitting on his face, telling him to go fuck himself.
No.
Yeah. And I'm like, spitting's big when you're drunk. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm too pussy to punch you right now. Here's a spit. You know what I mean? Like,
my God, dude.
And like, next thing you know, I remember going beep, 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 and I'm like, where am I? And like, I had the thing in my arm, and like, I'm in the hospital now. I'm in Peninsula, which is closed now at Rockaway. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, hello? And some like nurse came over because I didn't know where I was or how long I've been there.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah, I got to get out of here, man. She's like, all right, no. And like, she made me stay like another hour. I'd like fill paperwork out. I scribbled a fake name. They ain't going to charge me, fucking insurance and whatever. And like, I don't know how I got there. Like a couple of days later, my sister called me, and like, we really were separated by this house getting raided.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, Thomas, I just want to call, make sure you're all right. I'm like, yeah, I'm awesome. Working UPS right now. Try to like really make it sound good. And she's like, no, because my friends and a mom saw you outside of Key Food, passed out on the floor, and putting you into the fucking ambulance. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I had to take care of something. So I thought now it made sense of what happened. Like, this guy, he's like, yeah, you were hocking loogies on me. I had to get you out of my car. Thank God he didn't punch me in the face because he's a big guy. And I'm like, fuck you, spitting on him. And then I must have probably harassed the people in fucking Key Food, and I was like,
Get
at
thrown
that
out of
time,
there.
exhausted, passed out in front with this bottle of fucking Jack Daniels that was at the end of it. And then my sister's friend and her mom saw me, and like, that's embarrassing. Like, people in the neighborhood see you so drunk. Obviously, you're annihilated that you have to get put in an ambulance.
Yeah,
and it made sense of why that beeping noise was going off in the emergency room.
That's always a tough one when you're walking. They're like, oh my God, look at this drunk guy fucking pet. That's Tom Farrell.
Yo. Oh, my God, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It took me another, like, probably 10, 15, at least 15 more years of stories like that before I was like, nah, I had enough.
What did the dude you worked with say?
Like, give me one of these. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
after you saw him, like, the next day?
Yeah.
And he was just... cool with you or not at all?
They knew I was out of control. Like, because I probably like a year and change in, I got the DUI. Yeah. And right then they knew this guy, there's something wrong with this guy in his uniform. You know, like, and they would take lunch with me, and then they knew I was getting arrested. Like, just, they knew of what I was doing outside of work, but they didn't know
They didn't know.
Yeah. And like, even like, I thought I was getting punked once because they would move around centers, and like I was in this, it's called Ocean Hill. It's like, and a lot of the neighborhoods changed now, but it was like on Schneider, like East Flatbush. And it was just like, I was the token white dude. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I get there early. I was drinking fucking at home already. I get to this Christmas party, and fucking the manager at the time, he was like, had the DJ, like, he was like accommodating me with like all this, like, pour some sugar on me, and like he was doing like fake heavy metal hair turning. And I'm like, what the fuck? And like, I got so wrecked that I woke up, I had no sneakers, no shoes on. Like, I didn't know how I got home. And like, when I came in that Monday, everyone stopped talking to me. Like, it was just, that was a horrible ending to the other story. But just like multiple times at UPS where people like would just stop like acknowledging me, because who the fuck knows what I'm saying when I'm that fucked up? I'm sober right now saying shit where people are like, what the fuck? Who says that? Let alone a bottle deep and Coke and fucking Molly or whatever the fuck I'm taking.
Oh my God, dude.
Sorry for the last part. I just thought that was a good tag add-on, but it wasn't.
I like it, dude.
Like, he was playing Pour Some Sugar on Me, and like my manager's like, is he making me feel comfortable? Like, this is a rock concert? He has no hair. Even if he had dreads, it's not the same as some like metalhead dude. Like, and he has like 70,000 songs from like the DJ from the Toronto Blue Jays. They were playing. Then they would play like Amadeus, Amadeus. Remember that song from the 80s? Like, Wolfgang Amadeus.
Amadeus.
I'm like, why are they placating to me with this? I'm like, where's Lil Wayne? Like,
he likes it. Look at him.
Yeah, like, and they were like, pour some sugar on. I'm like, I don't like this music, man. Like, I want Rick Ross and Lil Wayne. Like, hilarious. I came here to get down.
Hilarious, dude.
But yeah, fucking.
Damn, dude.
I'll save this. My poor girl probably doesn't go through my shit, but she's probably like, what the fuck is this?
It says FBI, acid, vigilante justice. Is he becoming a superhero?
Dude, holy shit. Bad Samaritan's a great name. But dude, thank you for coming on. That's a great way to end it. This flew by. We're already over an hour, well over. And dude, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Tell the people where they can find you, where they can follow you, anything you got going on.
Like our friend that we follow, Big Tits, Big Pics on Instagram, and it leads you everywhere. YouTube, everything Big T. The new spot, we're doing the THC TV with guests again. I was doing it by myself because I was illegally staying where I was staying. Couldn't have guests. And check me out. Fucking have a show in Rockaway next month. A couple shows in July. It's picking up. The universe slowed up for me in May and early June. Yeah. And now it's getting back. Like, it's like, hey, handle your business. And now, once I told my girl, I'm like, yo, I got to get back on stage. I was getting calls, getting this, and it's fucking, it's the universe. It really is listening.
Yeah.
Oh, something's listening.
No, man. It definitely is. Congrats on the new house. And anybody, definitely check out Big T, man. He's fucking hilarious.
One of our favorites.
Definitely one of our favorites. You can find me at Zawodni on Instagram. Got some live stand-up dates. I'll be in at the Cary Theater in North Carolina, July 14th with my buddy Colin Chamberlain. Soul Joel's out in Royersford, I think it's still out there, on July 22nd with Sean Donnelly. And July 20th, I'll be in Pittsburgh at the Picklesburg Festival. And Dylan.
Yeah, you can follow me at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all of those social media sites. We post clips 4, 5, 6 times a week. Episodes are out every Wednesday. If you like live stand-up, come see 7th Street Comedy. We're in the East Village, shows every Friday and Saturday, 2 shows every night. And go follow Big T, everybody, huh? Go follow him. We'll see you next week, baby.
Love you guys.
Good night.